Hello everyone and welcome back to another video on the channel. In today's video, we are going to talk about something a lot of people are curious about. And that is the pros and cons when it comes to VTubing. So, sit back, relax, get you some snacks, and enjoy. So first, let's talk about some of the pros. So one of the pros, and probably my favorite one, is you can be literally whatever you want to be. Whether it's your favorite anime character, your original creation, anybody, you can be anybody you want to be without like the judgment of being like your identity being like seen. Nobody will know who you are except for the person that's on the screen. That's gonna be you. You are you as the VTuber. You're not gonna be yourself. You don't have to be yourself. You can just be whoever you want to be, which is a really great pro. Now, another very strong pro that I've found recently is the VTuber fandom. It's a very loving, supporting community with a lot of great people, especially the fans of like the viewers. They are very supportive and very non-judgmental, if that makes sense. And the community's like really nice from what I've seen. There's not a lot of hate. I mean, of course there's gonna be some, but the more hate, the more views, you know. If you're getting hate, you know you're doing something right. But off of that topic, we'll move on to probably another really good pro, especially for all you tech heads. It's very tech savvy. Now, when it comes to making a VTuber model, it's going to take a lot of time and a lot of tech. Meaning all you tech savvy people out there are gonna have a fun time. This is literally gonna be your playground. All those buttons you gotta press, everything you gotta code into it. It's gonna be a playground for you tech savvy people out there. Now, let's move on to the cons first. Now, the cons are the high startup costs. When you become a VTuber and you want to have your original creation, usually you want to buy one and have it custom made by a very nice VTuber model creator. Now, the cost can be very, very high. I'm talking about from $500 to $1,000. Some are like $15,000, but luckily there's alternatives. There are websites where you can create your own, or you can make your own. And there's like websites where you can use presets, you can use all these different things, all these different designs that are pre-made if you don't want to use your creation. So just remember, it's going to cost a lot when you first start up, but there is always that alternative until you're ready to pay that price. And trust me, you won't regret it. Now, there is going to sometimes be glitches and crashes, of course. Now, you will need a not really high-end PC to do this, but you will need a good PC or a good phone to start VTubing. Now, see, that's a con because not a lot of people can afford stuff like that. So always remember, you have to have good tech, especially if you want a 3D model that moves around, has a full facial scan like mine, and has good tracking like mine. Now, there is always PNGs, which is basically just a picture that kind hand moves around, it moves along with your voice, stuff like that. You don't really need high-end stuff for that, which is basically the alternative to VTubing, which we'll get into that in another video. Now, another con that I haven't really ran into is it's hard to show true emotions. Now, you can always have these presets for your face, arms, like stuff like that will make it move, and you can click it for your animation, like how the emotion you're feeling, right? Now, it's not always going to be that easy. Sometimes it's going to be hard to show how happy you are when you get like paid or something by somebody, like a donation. That is, like, if you're very happy about it, it might be very hard to show how appreciated it is with the emotions. But remember, it's very understandable, especially since you are a VTuber, so it will be very understandable, especially in the community. We're all very understanding. Now, just like a regular content creation, it's not always going to be successful. It's not always promised you're going to blow up off your first video. It's just like other content creation. It's not a guarantee promise you'll blow up. Personally, I have had fun doing it, and I think it's very fun to YouTube. Obviously, I haven't blew up yet, but I'm having fun doing it. So, in that case, I'm going to continue. Now, for some people, that's going to be very disencouraging. Now, just remember, you are not going to blow up off your first video. Those are just the lucky numbers, okay? Well, those were some of the pros and cons about VTubing. It's just like everything else. There's the good, there's the bad, it's all in between. Now, if you decide to get into VTubing, I hope you have lots of fun doing it, just like how I have. Now, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for joining us today in this video, and I will see all you lovely people on the next video. Bye.